from Appalachian Mountain, here to talk about what everybody is talking about this weekend, the rumored new names of Beyoncé and Jay-Z's twins. Word is that the babies are here, that they are a boy and a girl, and that their names are Sir Carter and Rumi Carter. Now, of course, this is not the first Beyoncé baby name rumor. About a week ago, word was out that the babies had been named Sean Jr. Of course, Jay-Z's legal name is Sean Corey Carter, so Sean Jr. would honor dad, and that they'd named the girl B from one of Beyoncé's nicknames. Now, as nice a story as that is, it rang false for two reasons. First of all, this couple named their older child Blue Ivy, something as mainstream as naming the son after dad and the daughter after mom. It didn't feel quite authentic. But the other part of the story is that it was credited to an unnamed source close to the family. Whenever a high-profile family is expecting, we always get these unnamed sources close to the family who claim to have inside information about the names that the couple is choosing, and inevitably they are wrong, miles and miles off. So I didn't have a lot of faith in that initial story. The reason I think this one is believable, two reasons. First of all, because Sir and Rumi sound like the kind of names that go with Big Sister Blue Ivy. But second of all, and far more compelling, is the source. From what I understand, legal documents have been filed to trademark the names Sir Carter and Rumi Carter. Okay, now take a minute and breathe, because as soon as this information gets out there, people start saying, why would you want to trademark your baby's name? Like, they don't make money off of their kid, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not what it's about. As I understand it, Beyoncé and Jay-Z went this route with Blue Ivy's name. They tried to trademark it not because they want to sell, platinum-plated Sir Carter pacifiers, but because they don't want anybody else to do that either. So whether or not I have that exactly right, whether or not that's even a legal strategy that works, I don't know. But that is what I'm hearing out there. And it does make sense. It tracks with what they did for Blue Ivy. It also maybe explains in some measure why they decided that they had to choose truly unusual names for their children. Because of course Carter is a super common surname, so the first name has to be really stand out if they want a good shot at it being, a one-of-one name. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about the names themselves. First of all, Rumi. Rumi is supposed to be the girl's name. We'll find out if it's true, but word is that her name is Rumi. And of course, Rumi brings to mind a 13th century Persian poet. And he was a big deal. He's one of those poets that even if you are not into poetry at all, you have seen something that he has written somewhere at some point or heard it. He's just everywhere. And his work feels incredibly fresh and modern. When I was getting ready to do this, I was looking up some snippets of his work, and I found this line. We come spinning out of nothingness, scattering stars like dust. And that is just as at home in the 21st century as it was in the 13th. So, Persian poet, male, maybe seems like an unusual inspiration for a daughter's name, but there's more. First of all, Rumi was not the poet's given name. It is not the way he would have been addressed in his lifetime. From what I understand, it's a nickname that he acquired later. He was born in what we now know as Anatolia, but at the time it was the Sultanate of Rum, meaning Rome. So Rumi meant Roman. It was just a nickname that referred to the place that he was from. So that's where Rumi comes from. There's also a second origin for the name. It is a girl's name in Japanese. If you're familiar with Japanese names, meaning is a little tough to unravel because you have to know the kanji, the exact characters that the parents use to represent the name. The sound alone is not enough. But there are a couple of different kanji that can represent Rumi, and they can mean things like water or current and flow or beauty. So great meanings all. The reference to poetry seems appropriately artistic for, parents like Bey and Jay-Z. Beyond the meaning and the origin, it's also tough to ignore the fact that Rumi sounds an awful lot like some really on-trend names. Ruby has been incredibly popular for girls. It's a little bit vintage, a little bit modern word name, and that's been popular for some time. Right now, we're also seeing the rise of Remy and Remington, nickname Remy, for boys and girls. So combine Ruby and Remy, and Rumi works. I am not surprised that it's getting a warm reception. It's been used in small numbers in the United States for a while now. It's given to boys and girls in about an even split. The balance shifts back and forth every couple of years. In 2016, there were 26 girls and 24 boys. So at least for now, it's been a true unisex name. So that's Rumi. Now, let's have some fun. Let's talk about Sir. Sir is, of course, a title, and we've been hearing a lot of big, bold title names like Messiah and King. Those are top 1,000 choices for boys right now. Other celebrities have used names like that. Of course, Kourtney Kardashian named her son Rain. So it's easy to see it in that context as a title name. But I see something different in Sir. Sir traditionally was a title earned by knights, and yes, inherited sometimes, but also often earned. In fact, you can still be knighted by the Queen and earn the courtesy title Sir. So when you think about knights and sort of the medieval ideal of a knight, or even, Jedi knights, or more modern interpretations of the form, knights exhibit courage and honesty and valor and a lot of really desirable qualities. So it's a little bit of a stretch, but I think there's space to see Sir as a modern virtue name in the key of really popular names right now, like Maverick and Legend. No, these are not the virtue names that the Puritans and Pilgrims used, but they do have that kind of meaning that I think can really resonate with parents in 2017. A couple of other pieces about Sir. I don't know if you've ever seen the 1967 movie To Sir with Love. It stars Sidney Poitier. Lulu, who is a British singer from the era, recorded a smash hit single called To Sir with Love. The premise of the movie is that Sidney Poitier is waiting to get a job as an engineer, and there's this delay, and he ends up taking a teaching job in this really rough school in London. And it's exactly the storyline that you expect. The kids are awful, they're teenagers, they are disrespectful, and they don't really show any interest in their own futures. And of course, after a lot of bumps along the way, Sir, Mark Thackeray, Sidney Poitier's character, who they call Sir, eventually turns everything around, and it ends happily with Lulu singing, how can you thank someone who's taken you from crayons to perfume? It's this really memorable kind of movie history moment. And, I can hear Beyoncé singing this. I can hear this resonating with her. Sidney Poitier, of course, in 1967 was this huge star at a time when African Americans were not, huge stars. He'd already won an Oscar a few years prior for another film role. He was taking on a lot of controversial movies that dealt with race and race relations at a moment when the civil rights movement was very active. So there's something really interesting there that I don't know if it's the inspiration for the name, but it does make the name more compelling to me. Another piece about Sir, beyond the virtue name and the Sidney Poitier reference, we know that there is this emerging hip-hop artist called Sir the Baptist. And yeah, he's a preacher's son from Chicago. He started out singing in the church choir, and we know that even though he is early in his career, he opened for Beyoncé about, say 9 months ago, and we hear that Jay-Z was really taken by his work. I don't know if it's true, don't know if it could possibly be influential, but it's just this other fun little piece of the puzzle. So that's Sir. It is not a brand new name. We've seen it used in small numbers since the late 1960s. There were 50 boys named Sir last year. So again, just like Rumi, not completely novel, but definitely on the very unusual side of baby naming. I'm going to go ahead and tell you I like the names. I think Beyonce and Jay Z did well. Do I like the names for me personally? No, I'm not going to be naming my future kids Sir or Rumi, but I think that they work really well for this couple and this family. They are artistic, they are interesting. You have the impression that there is a lot of thought and story behind them, even if they're not going to share it all with us. And that's consistent with who Beyonce and Jay Z are as artists and as public personas. So I think they did a really good job with the names. And I know they're not getting a lot of love out there, but I think these work. So curious, of course, to wait and hear if we get official confirmation that these are the names or if this last 11 minutes of my life has been wasted. But we'd love to hear what you think of the names. Love to hear anything else that you have to add about the meanings or backstories or possible reasons that Beyonce and Jay-Z might have went this route for their twins. So thanks very much. Talk to you soon.